Hey everybody, it's Henry Gilbert, Senior Games Editor at Fandom, and I just got a chance to play the first few hours of Watch Dogs 2, and it was a really good time. So Ubisoft had an event in San Francisco, which is where the game takes place, and it was a really interesting start to the game. It starts really light, it eases you into this very real world of hackers and hacktivism. You meet the team, and then you start on some pretty simple missions that are more fun than the weightier stuff you're getting into later in the game. For example, I played through a stage where you're basically sabotaging a Fast and Furious film, except it is a parody of how hackers are portrayed in movies. It's this hilarious thing called Cyberdrive, and it's something I think even the development team was pretty entertained by. You can definitely tell they want to make a distinction between movie hackers and the realer hackers you're playing as in Watch Dogs 2. There's even some rip from the headline stuff, including pharmaceutical executives buying exclusive hip-hop albums, or authoritarian governmental figures being taken down by leaked emails. From the beginning, I got a real feel for the customization options for the character, not to mention the soundtrack in the game, and also the open world driving. And there's the combat options, which there's a lot of non-lethal options, a big change from the previous game.
We had our lead mission designer play the whole game without ever not only shooting or killing anyone, but he never even used the aiming mechanics, so that means not using any stun weapons at all.
And lastly, I was surprised that there were some moments that intersected with the original Watch Dogs, because, this game doesn't carry over the characters from Watch Dogs 1, but they do refer to back in Chicago, which were the events of the first Watch Dogs game, so I think that might be more connected to the original than it first seems.
We've had a couple of options for that because the game is set in the same world, so the actions of Aiden Pierce in Watch Dogs 1 did create an impact. Now, you're going to learn a bit more about that as you play through the story. It's mostly going to allow you to dig deeper in factions that were present in the first Watch Dogs.
So after the first few hours with the game, I am still impressed with Watch Dogs 2. It's amazing to drive around in the San Francisco I live in this game, and I am curious to see just how much more it delves into real-world events, even more than what I originally saw in this.
It's been a pattern since I've worked on Watch Dogs that the reality catch up with us, because we start making our stories and our missions 2-3 years before the game ships, and every time it's happening again, current events are catching up with us. We hear news stories about things that we have in the game, and it's a bit surprising sometimes.
If you want to see more information on Watch Dogs, stay tuned to Fandom and keep watching all the other great videos we do about video games.